So today it's like a little bittersweet.
For sure.
So here's Clinton, here's my husband Bill, and today we are going to throw some flowers into the ocean to celebrate, honor, acknowledge, remember a little IVF embryo that we are not, I'll let you hold up now.
Yep.
That we are not going to bring to life. So I do want to talk about the journey we went through. Before I do that, you talking to Clinton? Before I do that, I want to make sure that this is a difficult topic, and the whole thing with life and conception, and when you go through IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. So what we did is we took my eggs and Bill's sperm, and they were inseminated out of the womb, so in vitro insemination. And we got one little guy, we got Clinton. And so with doing that, we had to go through 2 different trials to get a healthy embryo, which is Clinton. Clinton's our healthy embryo. We also had another little girl. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. I guess the disclosure I want to make is we've thought really long and hard about this, and this is something that you have to make these decisions all the times prior to actually going through IVF. So they ask you before you even go through your retrievals, like if I were to die, if one spouse is to die, who gets the other embryos? If we both were to die, who gets the embryos? Because they're considered children, they're considered life at that point.
Right.
If you know, do we want to donate them to science? Do we want to defrost them, or do we want to donate them to another family? So there's lots of options. I guess what I'm getting to at, everyone has their own belief, and each couple, each family, each individual has their own belief. I am of faith, I am Christian, I'm actually a minister, and so this was a really hard decision for me to make. I don't know, was it hard for you to talk about?
Yeah, but I think it's the right thing.
Yeah, we're just grabbing Clinton. So we are not gonna bring her to life. And so I just wanna, if there's static on that matter.
Do you want to talk about the testing and
yeah,
a little bit?
I want to talk about the testing, but just as far as static on that matter, if that's something that you have questions about, I am happy to answer them individually. Every couple has their own journey with this. Thank goodness we only had one. We had to make a decision. I know there's couples that have like 12 or 15 embryos they have a decision to make on. We only have one.
Right.
So should we head down and we'll talk a little bit more about it?
Okay, let's do that. Clinton, come here, buddy.
So the reason why we picked this location, which is going to be short-lived with Clinton here. Yeah. So the reason why we picked this location is because this is where we got engaged, and it was funny because we were both trying to decide if it was that rock. You think it was that rock?
It's easier to sit there.
Should we move rocks then?
Do you want to move rocks?
We'll move rocks. We can't remember what rock we got engaged at.
Yeah. See, this is our rock.
Take 2 on our rock. We couldn't find our rock. So Bill and I used to live just up above actually for about a year and a half. And so we'd come down here almost every night, and we'd bring a glass of wine and we'd just sit and watch the sunset and talk about our future and talk about our plans and what we wanted to do. So fast forward to April 2017, Bill proposed here. We can't remember which rock it is now. We have pictures.
I might have laid it out there, but we'll figure it out.
We'll have to look at pictures. But anyways, when I had no idea, even though I picked out the ring and got the ring and picked up the ring and given Bill the ring, It's fine. But I had no idea it was happening, and we normally would walk down, but we took a different route, and we were walking, and I literally had no idea. So we showed up here, and Bill got down on one knee and asked me to marry him.
And I remember I had to watch the waves to figure out whether we could get around the corner to get over here.
And you had the ring in your pocket.
And we made it by like 5 minutes. Otherwise, we would have been locked in by the ocean.
For those of you that are not familiar with the ocean, is when the tide comes in, it's high tide. A lot of times there's jetties and you can't get in, so you get literally stuck. So, anyways, that was a fun little remembrance. I'll have to put some pictures of that. So back to why we're here. That's why we wanted to come to our rock and go to this beach, because this is a meaningful location for us. And so with IVF, what was I gonna come back to? I forgot now.
Well, we were talking about our futures and all that, and we talked about, potentially children and
our children. Oh, so why we're not bringing this embryo to life. So we were all ready to go, and we were on our way to do a transfer, which means they defrost the embryo and you go in and they insert the embryo into your uterus. And it's all timed. Get the helicopter. With IVF, we were ready to go. We had our embryo picked out. It was a little boy. And we were all ready to go to San Diego Fertility Center. And we get a phone call that the embryo didn't defrost. And we were like,
literally in the car. We were in the car.
And we're like, okay, well, what does that mean? They're like, that you don't have an embryo anymore. But you do have this other embryo, which is a little girl. And she is, there's different levels. So there's mosaic. So there's good, mosaic, and poor. Or good, fair, and poor, but for the embryos, it's I can't remember the exact word.
Well, I don't know what the words were, but the little girl was mosaic.
It was a mosaic,
and
which means
it had some
issues. I'll let you share what they did.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So what they do is actually really, really cool. They take the embryo and they extract some of the DNA, some of the cells, and they send them off to a lab. And they go through and they examine the chromosomes. And so they come back and they say, okay, healthy or unhealthy, or mosaic. So a healthy embryo would be like any of us, right? We have all of our chromosomes, and they all equal up. Unhealthy would mean that they're missing chromosomes, which means that embryo would never even implant in nature. I'm laughing at little boy, he ran into a wave. In nature, this embryo would have never happened, but because this was in a science project, it was able to conceive. A mosaic means that they take the cells, and she had more chromosomes than what she was supposed to have. And they went down the line, they went down the list of because it's this chromosome and that chromosome, and I can't remember now, but we had our decision to decide if we wanted to implant her or if we wanted to go for another round. And we decided, we were told that she had a 30% chance of actually conceiving, so 70% chance of not making it. And if she did conceive, we were told that she wouldn't be able to tie her own shoes. So that was a really heavy decision. There is footage of this. I hope it gets put in, because of us on the phone listening to the scientists and asking questions. And it was a really heavy decision to make in an hour. As disappointed as we are, I mean, we don't want to take that risk.
Okay, I understand. And so that's part of the reason why I really wanted you to talk to genetic counselor, just because they are far more knowledgeable than I am with regard to the specific abnormalities. If there is a mosaic chromosome abnormality that's associated with the potential to have a compromised child, then we really don't feel concerned about moving forward with the transfer. If it was an abnormality where the missing or extra chromosomes were not compatible with life, then we would feel more comfortable in the sense that the most likely outcome would either be the embryo not implanting or a miscarriage. It's just, as I'm hearing, which makes sense to me, just given that
And then, so basically this cycle I would be starting again?
Well, if you wanted to. If you wanted to.
I do. It was a really heavy decision to make in an hour. We decided not to go with it, and we thought, let's go for another round and see if we can get another embryo. So a whole other round, and we got Clinton.
And we have,
then we have our
little boy.
Clinton.
Yeah. And it's a tough situation to think, because you don't know. The doctors are kind of informing you whether or not this will be healthy or not healthy, and we just felt that it was just not fair, honestly. I don't think for the embryo. I don't know. It's a tough decision.
It's a really tough decision because this is a life. It's a frozen life. You know, there's a lot of maybe gray area at what point is the soul in the body. But hearing the words that we heard, that this embryo would not be able to tie her own shoes, that was really hard for us.
That's hard.
And for us personally, that we just don't feel like it's fair to bring someone who we don't even know would make it. She has a 30% chance of making it. That's not high. But we just feel that's not fair. It's not fair to her, us, Clinton. So today, we're gonna say goodbye to our embryo. It's definitely something I didn't want to like just defrost her. I should take this plastic off. It's prettier. We'll do this on camera. There we go. I'll pick that up later. Yeah, Hi, buddy. You got all wet.
Good job.
You got all wet. You had fun.
You got this. Great job, bud.
There he goes, and he's off.
He's pointing out the birds, so cute. So today we wanted to celebrate her and acknowledge her life and have Clinton toss the rose petals into the ocean. She's a San Diego baby. As you guys know, we live in Las Vegas as well, but she was conceived here in San Diego. And so she's a San Diego baby. So I didn't want to just be like, out. Like, you know, we receive an email every month from the fertility clinic like, hey, what do you want to do? I didn't want to be like, just...
Yeah. So this is our way of saying goodbye.
Goodbye to her and thanking her for giving us the opportunity
to keep going.
To keep going.
Keep trying.
Get little Clinton.
And we have a little boy, and she will never be forgotten.
No.
She'll never be forgotten.
What are your thoughts on this with...
You know, like you said, I think it's a personal choice, and it's one of those things where you have to make hard decisions in life, and you know, this is one you just don't know whether she could have come out normal or not normal, and the chances were just not that great. And you know, for us, it was a choice of trying to bring someone healthy into the world and that could survive on their own.
Clinton, this is a special rock, buddy. You don't think it's special, but it's a special rock.
Special rock. Yeah. Here, you want to hold that? Today we're going to go throw some rose petals into the ocean.
And let Clinton do it and say...
And say goodbye.
And
so, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Just in time. Just in time. Oh, it's cold. You're going for it again.
You want me to get him? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw him in.
Throw him in. Yeah, like that.
Done this before.
I haven't.
You haven't?
So this is for your sister.
Yeah.
Whoa. Woo.
Okay. You want to throw? Yay! Yay!
Okay, you ready? I should do one
You
too.
should do one too, for sure.
Okay, my love.
Okay, how are
What
you
do
gonna do it?
I don't know. Should like wait.
Out?
I feel like we should like say a prayer.
Okay.
Woo! I feel like
You're
I'm
all
in
wet.
Titanic.
You're all wet now.
Okay, so dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to bless us with IVF and our beautiful baby Clinton and this little baby girl. It was a heavy decision, and our decision to donate her to science is something we feel had other families not donated their embryos, we would have not had our baby. So thank you for this opportunity. Your guidance has helped me personally through it, us through it as a couple, and giving us just this opportunity to have our beautiful family. And thank you for bringing her into our life. Anything you want to say?
No, just we love you, and
Yes, we love you and thank you. Yeah, we'll see you someday.
someday. Okay.
Okay, ready?
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
So this was something that was really personal and something I really tossed and turned about opening up to publicly about. But as Bill and I were just talking off camera, like it's something I'm really, really glad I did, and we did, because I know there's other families out there that are in the same position, and you're wondering, will we have a baby, will we not? What is a normal, abnormal, mosaic, all these things, what does it mean, and what does it mean not only for you, but for the child, for your family? There's a lot of people to think about. So like I said, this was something that I'm still a little nervous about opening up, and I just feel that the more that these things are shared and the more that we realize this is a decision that a lot of families have to make, that it just helps people with their own choice. So like I said, this is a very controversial topic. He's all proud. It's a very controversial topic, and I just wanted to share it. Like I said, if there's any questions or any static or anything you want to share, please reach out to me personally. Oh, my wet pescado. And we can talk about it. But thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, I'd love that. Subscribe, let me know, leave a comment. Come visit us at our rock. And if you have any fertility questions, feel free to let me know. All right, if you want any more topics like this or anything deeper on the subject matter, please let me know. We will talk about it. And I will see you. We'll see you in the next video, right, Clinton? Say bye. Bye. Bye-bye. No? Ah, he said it. I love you.